All right. Welcome to another episode of the WISP podcast. In this one, I just want to run down a few things. If you are looking to start your own WISP, regardless where you are located, things that I found that just has to be done to get a WISP actually up and running. First, you need to find a place that needs internet. Now, that's not always necessarily the only place. You can find even a place that has high speed available already. When I started out doing WISP, the first place that I put my WISP had no high speed at all, unless you get like huge net or you get a hotspot. But we all know they have limitations of data of high speed. So it was very easy to get people to come aboard when I introduced the service that I was going to put into that area. Then it caught on, and people started asking in another RV park that says, can you put it in this RV park? Can I get your service here? I used to be in the RV park that you already have service. Do you have it in this one as well? And I said, no, I don't have it there. They said, could you look into and see if you can get it in there? Because I like the service that I had when I was in a park that you had it in. So I like to continue to have service, the internet service from you. So I started looking into that particular RV park. It already had high-speed internet, broadband, throughout the whole park. It's not from the park itself. It's a big company that would provide that. So I thought possibly not be able to compete, or too many people or not enough people would be willing to jump aboard if I actually put the service in there when they already have an option to have high speed. I come to find that that was not the case at all. They jumped aboard quicker than I expected, a little bit faster than I can actually build out the infrastructure to accommodate every spot actually in that RV park. I don't have every spot, but I have a quite majority of it. And the reason I started asking to see what the reason is why they were willing to jump aboard. There was a lot of reasons, but the main thing was the cost and the reliability of the service, and it didn't continue to go up every year and they not get anything extra out of it. Just the price kept going up. There was no promotion introduction prices like for the first 12 months or anything like that. And some other benefits that I gave them too. They can change different packages at any given time. So if you're looking to put a WISP in a location, in my experience, I found regardless if it has high speed available there or not, a WISP can be competitive and succeed in that same location. When you go into an area that's already got high speed internet, go around basically door to door and ask if they would be interested, why or why not. Just to get a feel of the vibe per se of would it be feasible, practical a good financial move to deploy a WISP in that area. And if you get enough people to pretty much like, well, this seems to be, it's going to be a good idea because there's enough people that would be interested of getting on it. Find out what kind of backhaul that you can get in that area, regardless if it's already there or you have to relay it into that area. Now, in my case, the service that was already there for high speed, I actually got a connection from that same company to put my WISP in that same area. Not everybody's going to get that lucky, that blessed, or, that easy of getting a backhaul. Find out what kind of backhaul you can get and what it will take to make that connection work. As far as, do you have to build a tower? Is there a building you can put your AP on? How much is it going to cost you a month to have that backhaul? Have at least designed some kind of packages, at least 2, maybe 3. I would say 3 at least. So you can get somebody introduction rate that really just needs to be connected, maybe streaming like one TV or, some emails and some Facebook, whatnot. Then a second package that would do that, and plus maybe a little bit of gaming or live streaming, actually broadcasting. And then enthusiasts that just wants to turn on whatever and just be able to broadcast live, or 2 or 3 TVs and laptops, cell phones and all. It just don't matter what they throw at it. It's going to work. And to figure out exactly what packages, speeds you're going to need, you look at the age and the environment of the people that's in that area. Like in RVs, most of them that I found in my experience is they basically just want to stream video on 1, maybe 2 TVs, usually not at the same time, unless they got kids, which is very rare, because usually the kids are out, outside doing whatever when mom and daddy or whatever is in there watching TV, and then mom and daddy goes off at night and the kids there watching TV. It just never, at the same time seems to be. But it's best to have 3 packages at least, I would say, 2 minimum. And to figure out exactly how to figure out what package speeds and all, just look at the the layout where you're at, the people, and get a feel of what they're going to use the internet for. Ask them, just blunt out ask them, what are you going to be using the internet for? Streaming TV, homeschool, laptops, Facebooks, basically, what kind of data and speed is going to be required, and just kind of get a feel for the whole area. And that way you can figure out what speed packages that would work in that area. If you have to put up a tower, find the best location you can find that you would be able to get the most clients line of sight from that tower. That's not always necessary, because if you're in a certain environment, like in North Carolina, pine trees, you're going to have to do some kind of relays or whatever to get around them. Just trying to make it to minimize your access points as much as possible to maximize the CPEs that you can on a system. Keep the cost down as much as possible. It's not always doable, but try to do it as best as possible. Figure out what radios you're going to use. Will it be 5 gigahertz or 2.4 gigahertz? Are you looking to have short distance with high speed? Or are you looking for some long distance from the CPE to the AP? 2.4 is good for long distance, and 5 gigahertz is good for short distance but higher speed. 2.4 is going to be lower speed, but you can get a longer distance. Just depends on the area and the distance that you're going to have from your AP to your CPEs. Now, you can put a 2.4 and a 5 gigahertz radio APs on one tower and use each one according to where your clients are going to be located. You may have some that's close and they don't need much speed. You can use 2.4 on their house, or you got their next door neighbor that wants high speed, time to the 5 gigahertz. Same thing from long distance. See how far you can get the 5 gigahertz and see if you can get the speed that they need. It's very easy to do. Is have the AP already up on the tower and active, and you can take a 2.4 and a 5 gigahertz radio, take it to the client's property, get a 10-foot pole and stick it in the ground, just push it in the ground a foot or two, and get you a power supply like a battery backup. You can get them for less than $100. Be able to set up the radio right there on their spot. As soon as you can try to get the best line of sight on the radios, get your laptop and see what kind of speed, they want, what package, 1, 2, or 3, or whichever ones you got, how many you got, and see if you can actually get that speed at their residence even before you install it. Say, well, this is the maximum we can get. Would you be willing to take this package? This is the best package we can get with the tower that we have and where you're located. Now, we may, you may tell them, say, well, we may be upgrading later on and putting another tower up that may get you faster speeds, whatever. You have to figure that out according to how big or what you need in that area, or exactly how big the infrastructure you want to have to get that particular client or clients the speed that they want. And that is different in every environment there is. I've had it at points where I can send to Smith over here on a 5 gigahertz radio and get them 60, 70 megs if they want it, but they only wanted 20. But the Joneses, 2 or 3 houses down, well, there's trees all the way between them and my tower. I couldn't hardly even get 2.4 to give them 5 megabits per second download. But I can do a relay from Jones's here, Smith, and send it over to Jones's and satisfy both of them. Do a relay on a house. So you just have to sometimes think outside of the box to get the internet around things to get to where you need it, wherever your client may be. You may have to build a bigger tower. You may have to get on, if they got a 2-story house, you might have to get up on their 2-story house to get above the trees possibly. I've done that on a 2-story house on their chimney. I had to put a 10-foot pole just to get that CPE up as high as possible to get it through the thinnest part of the trees to get them the 20 megabits per second that the package they wanted to do what they wanted in the house. And like I said, every location is different, and you just have to analyze, walk over all the area and figure out what you can do to get that signal to that particular location. Now, not all is going to be doable unless you do some infrastructure on your side, perhaps another tower somewhere. So it's not all peaches and cream, they say. Put up a tower, put up a CPE, ding, works. If you got trees, you got to reconfigure a little bit of line of sight. It might not be here to here. It might be here. It might be here to go over here to get back over here. It's just, I've even had it that I ran it to house A, and I had a house maybe 500 or 600 feet, but they had a water pump in between the two houses. And it's happened that the water pump was for this house that I sent the internet to. I got an electrician to put a outlet at the water pump because the water pump had, 115 volts all the time, but it had a pressure switch that turns the pump on and off, but it had power all the time. So if I put an outlet out there, I can have power to do whatever, I relay or whatever. You just have to look, see what's available. I mean, you can put up one CPE and put a router and run hardwire to two different ones. I've done that, and actually I'm in the middle of doing that right now. I'm having one CPE and running it to 11 different clients. As soon as I get the clients in there, I got 3 right now, but I will be working on that. Let's see what the day is. Matter of fact, today I'm working on that site. When you see this video on the 13th, which is tomorrow, I will be at the lake actually installing more wires to get that done. And I will have video of that as well. And hopefully, if everything goes right, I will be able to turn all them 11 sites on and be live. So I can actually sit here and log into each and every one of them. That's what I'm aiming for. I got the new, see here, where's the information? I got the, oh, I'll just take it out of the box. I thought it'd be written real big letters on the side, but it's not. So I will just take it out. Let's see here. I have the nice Prism, the Rocket Prism AC. The light is so bright it won't let me. There you go, the Rocket AC. It's got Prism written right there. There it is. You see it right there. Prism. I'll be installing this one, replacing the other one, which is only a M5. That's there now. So I can get more speed. And get these other 2 sites at that RV park actually up and running. Part 2 has 11 spots, and part 3 will have 5 spots. So I need to change this so I can actually get the speed that I need to feed part B and part C. But that's what I'm planning on doing, and that will be on Wednesday, which is, when you see this video, it's today, the 13th. I'm going to try to stick with putting up videos on the channel. It may be the regular video, it may be a podcast, it may be live, but something on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Sunday will be my own show that I'm going to have. It for right now, until I get better internet here in the studio, whatever that's going to take. I got Starlink, but the trees are in the way. I got the dish up 20 feet now. I can't go any higher unless I build a real big tower and start to put guide wires and everything else. I got two little guide wires on it now that's tied to the corners of the roof, just holding it up. But I don't want to go any further than that because I start having to go to the ground, and that's just, I don't think that's going to happen. But as soon as they get more satellites up there, so my dish will stop pointing to the east and start pointing back to the north, as it was when I got it originally, and it had great service and I was able to broadcast live. But still, even on Starlink's site, their map, the service availability map, it still says my area is going to be available in 2023. Well, that's telling me maybe between now and the end of the year, they're going to have more satellites, and it's actually going, my area is going to be covered. But right now, my dish is actually pointing to the east, to an area where it's already available, and tapping into them satellites in that area, which would be okay if I didn't have the trees. But something else is possibly going to change to get me even better internet, more solid internet than what I have now. Even if it points north, it still skirts on the trees to the right and left a little bit. Right now, I have a dropout like every 5-6 minutes. Well, when I had it pointing north, it was doing every 5 to 8 minutes. I might have a dropout for maybe 20 seconds. Now I have a dropout every minute or two for 15, 20 seconds. Cannot broadcast that way because every time it loses connection to YouTube to broadcast live, it has to reconnect and then be buffered. It's better just to make the show for Sunday and upload it. I can do it in the RV and all, but not having all the facility and the equipment that I have here that I've built, spent thousands of dollars, a customized computer that I built, and the desk and all, and the monitors and the microphone stands and everything else, the mixer and all that good stuff, thousands and thousands of dollars. I'd rather use it than I would sit in the RV with my laptop and a webcam and a microphone. Kind of wasted money here. So I'll figure that out one way or the other. And what makes me think something's going to change is because the park that I'm in has been sold. So possibly, maybe, the new owners is going to get high speed put in here. And hopefully if they do, it's going to be the company that has all my backhauls. So I can just put one here at my house, solve my problems. So we will see. And if they don't, I'll look outside of the box, as I mentioned earlier, to see what I can do to get that backhaul in here. Maybe relay it in. I don't know. We will see. Or if they say no, I'm going to ask them, I say, well, can I move this satellite dish up higher and put guide wires so I can get a solid, uninterrupted internet? So I'm going to do everything I can to get better internet so I can go live in here. It's been a while since I went live here in the studio. But that's all I want to talk about. Just look in areas. If you really want, I found that if you really want to get people really jumping board, is find places that need internet. They will jump aboard, from my experience, a lot faster. Now, just because they have high speed in the area don't mean you're not going to be able to put a WISP in there and get clients. You can offer a lot of things that the big companies not willing to offer. Not that they cannot offer. It's they not willing or not wanting to offer. You can tailor it more to your clients than the big companies are willing to do. Anything wrong with that? No, the big companies, their objective is ching, 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 ching. And they do whatever they need to do to get that money to come in. That's their goal, is make the money. You can still make the money, but you can make it more tailored to your clients, to what they need to, in a way, persuade them, make them feel more comfortable of going to use your internet service. They'd be more willing and more comfortable to use yours than they would with the big company. They don't have to do all the bells and whistles like, okay, I get into it and after a year it's going to go up, and you can set your prices and keep them there and just whatever you want to do to make it more tailored to the clients that you're going to have. So don't go in an area that you think that you're not going to be able to get service because, well, it's already got high speed. They probably won't need mine. Don't think that way. Go in there and find out. Take that leap. Because if you never take the leap to find out, you'll never get service in there. But if you jump in there and see if they need service or like to have your service, there's a chance that you may be able to actually get service put in there. But if you never go ask and never go check, you never will get service in there. That's a guarantee. So don't let high speed deployed areas discourage you of trying to get your service in there, is what I'm trying to say. Don't matter what's already in there. If you think you can get your service in there or you want your service in there, it's a place that is convenient for you to put your service in there. Like it's close to where you live or whatever, or it's in the area that you live in. You like to maybe put the connection at your home and be able to broadcast out from there. Don't let that discourage you because there's already high service in there, high speed service, broadband already in the area. Don't let that stop you. I almost refused to go in them kind of areas. I said, well, the way I look at it, my daddy's always told me, the worst they can do is say no. But you never will know if they say no if you never go and find out. And I'm glad that I've pretty much lived by that, because I go in there and do what just like there's no high speed or whatever in there, and advertise, what I can do and everything. And when somebody brings up about the company that's already in there, so I'll bring up their website. So, okay, this is what they already got. And I said, this is what I offer. Let them compare. The worst they can do is say no. Then you move on and find another location. Now, I've had it where I try to put in an RV park. Nobody wanted to get on it. And I had one RV park at the time. I tried to get in the second one. Nobody wanted it. I went to the next one. Got it in there. Went to a third one. Got it in there. Somebody moved out of park number 2, moved into the park that nobody was interested in. She says, can I get the service in here? I said, well, we call her Mary. I said, Mary, I already tried to get it in here and nobody was interested in it. It's something new. They didn't really understand it. They are used to cable. Get a little box, screw in cable, had a cable box, watched cable, or they had Wi-Fi. That's the only thing they understood. Well, after she got in there, 6 months later, after she moved in there, I had my AP set up and I connected her, and I had 2 other ones the same day to connect. She told them that she already had the service in another RV park and she wouldn't have any other if she had a choice wherever she was. And now I have roughly a little bit over 12 in that RV park. So you never know. Just because they say no don't mean no forever. You never know unless you go ask. Don't let that discourage you of people saying no. And don't let other companies that's already there discourage you of actually going in there and see if you can get your service. Because if there's 2 services in there already, one had to be there first. Well, the second one didn't stop them from trying to get their service in there just because the first one was in there. So why should you be discouraged because there's 2 in there? You can be the 3rd one in there. And there might be a 4th one that come in after you, and don't get discouraged because there's already 3 in there. Each one can offer something that, or willing to offer something that the others may not. You never know. So go out there and start your WISP, find a location, start small, and grow from there. That's all you can do. Don't take no for an answer. If they say no, go somewhere else. Keep going, because you're going to find a spot somewhere that's going to say, yes, we want internet. What do we need to do? They're going to just, they'll just about say, can I help you to put it in? Because they want it that bad. And I've had people actually help me to put the infrastructure in. So go out there and get your WISP started. If you got any questions, that's what the comments are for down there. And also look at the About page or tab, and there's an email. Shoot me an email. I'll respond as quick as I can and answer your question the best I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Whether that's going to be a podcast, a video, live broadcast, whatever it may be. But I'm going to try to do my best to make it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and my show on Sunday. Take care. And if you hadn't already, hit the thumbs up, share the video, and subscribe. It helps out the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.